Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So today we are going to be drawing My Hero Academia versus Todoroki versus Dabi. It'll be an interesting fight when it's animated. And I won't get into reasons because, you know, spoilers and all that. But I'm sure people have figured it out by now, but I won't say anything. I kind of knew like when I saw him doing Blue Fire and am I spoiling it? Am I spoiling it right now? Maybe I am. I don't know. I thought it was obvious anyway. But anyway. Todoroki on this side, Dabi over here. So they're kind of two different images. They're not from like the same scene or anything. So I matched them up as best I could. So hopefully they'll kind of interact in a sort of good way. Let's see anyway. So center point of my page is about here. Did I say use a pencil? Use a pencil and eraser. Don't use black ink straight away. You know, use a pencil, sketch it out, do it lightly, sketch lightly so you can erase easily, all that kind of stuff. And then you can do ink on top, right? So center point of my page is about here. Come over to the right and we'll start with Todoroki's eye, right? I like to start with the eyes. We could start with his nose, but yeah, it's much of a muchness, as we say in Ireland. But we start with his eye because he's got like lots of fringe and stuff, so it covers his face a lot. Yeah, so we'll just do a diagonal line. Ooh, Sharpie's wasting. Don't waste. Okay, there we go. We go this way. A diagonal kind of line this way. And then his eye kind of ticks this way. Right, so that's what we're dealing with for eye size, right? And then it comes out the front and curves back around up to the top. Now most of his eye is covered with hair, right? Because he's got massive fringe and stuff like that. So don't worry too much about getting this end super accurate because it's just going to be erased in a while anyway. So you can thicken up the top eyelid if you want. And then we'll just add his iris, which is like a half sort of circle that way. Bit of an ellipse, right? So it's like, it's not like a perfect half circle. It's a bit skinny, right? Because his head is kind of turned away from us. So when you turn a circle sideways, you know, it gets skinnier kind of thing. You know, if you were looking at this and then you turned it sideways, the end of it kind of gets skinnier here and then eventually disappears. So it's an ellipse. And then his pupil, just there like that, right? So his eyebrow then, frowning quite heavily, goes that way, ticks up this way. Has some of this under hair as well, and you can just thicken it up, just going that way. And then his eyelid line, just there, okay? So his nose, right? So his nose sort of comes down from his eyebrow here in the middle. So we'll just carve it out there. And then we'll leave a bit of a gap if you want, and then curves down this way. There's a gap in the image I'm drawing from. It's just the sort of style that it's done in. Goes down that way. So then coming down from the side of his nose, we have the side of his face. We could draw his mouth in first, but I think once we're here, we might as well just get the side of the face in, right? Because it's semi 3/4 pose. It means like you can only see 3/4 of his whole face. So the distance you want to go down, right, eyes to the bottom of his nose, is about the same as bottom of the nose to chin, right? So we're going to curve a line down in to about there. So like here to here is about the same as here to here. So the bottom of his nose is halfway between his eye and where his chin is. Okay, so this is your halfway point from here to here. And then his chin will go around this way and goes up for his jaw. And then eventually this will go up to here, to his ear, right? So his ear on this horizontal line, right? So his head is tilted, the ear sort of lines up with the nose, okay? That way, see? The ear lobe, the bottom of his ear. And then this goes up into here. And again, we've loads of hair and stuff. But we'll do his mouth first, right? So he's kind of got a serious sort of downturned mouth. It's a little bit shorter on this side, so like one line there, and then another sort of line bumping that way. Right, so semi sort of serious. The rest of his face, that's hair. So there's like a hairline just coming up. Seems like here anyway. Right, so now loads of fringe, right? Lots of hair. So there's no easy way of doing it. You just start adding spikes coming across like so. This, and hair does move, so like don't worry if yours doesn't exactly match up with mine, right? Because you know hair blows in the wind and stuff like that. So you know it can be slightly different to mine. So now this is where it crosses his eye, right? So these will cover his eye, these ones. See? And you can like erase those. There's one that comes down this way. I went a bit far with that line. Right? Like so, right? I'll just erase these lines then that we shouldn't see, that crisscross his eye and the hair covers it. I'll just get rid of those. Right, so then more fringe then of course coming down the front, right? So it'll go down across his eyebrow here, back that way, and then come down across his nose. Like so. And this kind of comes back up that way. And then, so the piece that comes out from here, and then back in. And then around here. And we'll go up. So this goes up a bit further, right? So it goes up to here because we have a difference of hair color as well. So we have like a silver part. So that goes up to there, down into there somewhere. So this is like red and in here silver. So then we have more silver spikes Right, kind of going that way. Do, 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 do. Okay, right, so then more, loads of these sort of hair spikes, right? This is like the silver side of his hair. So he does have kind of difficult hair, you know, Todoroki, and it's because it's kind of, you're trying to get that floppy sort of effect, you know, so it's all sort of hanging down. So it's not the easiest. Some more sort of sticking up this way. Like this. And then some more sticking out here. And this comes up kind of long up to there. So, right, and then sticking out this way, back up into there, and then this will go like so, and then we have a longer sort of one here. And we bring this up around towards the top, like so. Right, so this will eventually come around to the back of his neck, right? So we'll just go back down to here and sort of try and join him up, just so we sort of keep everything in line, right? And I forgot like ear ligaments and things as well inside here. So just some lines inside his ear. Bones and ligaments inside your ear. That. Oh, and a scar. Forgot a scar. It was close. Just this sort of bumping kind of line going around his face. So that's drawn, like done in with color. You know, there is no black line, but just so you know where his scar is, there it is anyway. And then more hairlines down the bottom here. Like this. Down behind his ear, and then right, and then another one here. So we're just trying to find the back of his head, so we roughly get it to match up with the shape of his hair back here. That's all I'm doing. So this then goes up. Yeah, so this will go sort of up and around. And kind of start to bump sort of a little bit here and back to there, right? So that's roughly the top of his head. And then you can have texture lines and things on the inside, just in here. And then we're just going to split his hair. So as I said, like the red, it's red here and silver on this side. But we have, so that's silver, and then like red areas here, like this. You're just sort of dividing up his hair. Right, like that. So silver over here, red here. Okay. Right, we'll go down and do some of his body. So we got his neckline. Just kind of comes down this way and in there, and then we have like a shadow underneath his chin and his jaw, so it's all dark black in here. Bit of a shadow underneath his ear here as well. And then he has a collar, his UA collar sort of comes up underneath his chin, goes back around the back of his hair. Back up here, back around like so. And then it'll come out from behind here. Back down this way. Like that. And we can see kind of the back of his neck or something there. Maybe a fold line, like so. Right, so then the front of his collar comes out here on the other side. And then we can just see maybe a bit of his neck or something. Just here. Like so. Right, so his shoulder. Out from his chin, roughly there. And then we go down. Like that. And then we have the side of his body. Comes down this way. And then a bump out here. And then there's like hips or his leg just there. So then the center line for that UA uniform, kind of some bumps and folds here, and then it'll go sort of straight down this way. Like that. That's the line for his shoulder, and there might be some like fold lines and things going off different directions. And his other shoulder, let's go off the page back that way. And then we have that white U line here, and it comes out from the other side of his collar. Let's say it goes this way. And then it'll go up around into here. And then it comes out from his chin on the other side and goes right next to his body down here. And then it'll go so back in here. And then she'll go up this way. Like that. You could have sort of an armpit line or something here, maybe like a chest line or something going that way. And, you know, some more folds. Another fold coming across that way. Like so, and so that's the U and then the A. So the A is like here somewhere. And that'll go like down and bump over all these folds. Down there. And then the inside of it is like here. And it's kind of a bumpy line because it's fabric, you know, so you gotta like bump it across. So UA, right? So then we can see his hand, so it's sticking out from his shoulder, sort of up, say here. So it'll go down this way, right? And the other side of it's here. And this comes down for his thumb or something here. So the top of his hand, so he knuckles on this side, right? So take your time with hands now because they're incredibly tricky. So he knuckles, one knuckle, second knuckle, bump, bump, right? Curve down for another knuckle, like so. And then we'll go out for the top of his finger here. Okay, so fingers generally have three knuckles when you're looking at them from the side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 on the finger, but 1 that comes from the hand into the finger. So then we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. And 3 segments in your fingers. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So they're broken up into 3 distinct sort of. So 1. You could go again. 2. 3. Okay. And then this will bump in towards the thumb then. So this particular hand position isn't too hard because you get this sort of like crab claw sort of shape on this side. Like this, so it's the thumb now, and we have a thumb knuckle. And this comes out to the top of the thumb, back in, up around to here. Right, so not too bad, right? And then you could have like a thumbnail just there. So one of the easier hand positions, right? I know it's like, where's the rest of his fingers? So they're in here, right? So we can just see a finger back in here. See, like that. And then another finger here. One there. So one in there. And then back of his hand sort of there, right? And you could have fingernails, but can't really see much of them. Okay. That is Todoroki. Now, if you want, you could add, we could put flame, I guess, like just flame sort of floating on this side. Might sort of help. So I'm going to just color this like orange and stuff, but just some flame here, and you could have some icicles, on this side, but not much. I won't do much of this. Maybe some coming up his hand. So I'm kind of just making this up now, and I don't usually as a rule like doing that, but I think just with Todoroki we'll just make some of these ice shapes on his arm. Right, but I think that'll do. So you can just colour those blue sort of, and white and light blue and stuff. So okay, so we'll go over and do Dabi. Right, so we've got a 3/4 pose for Dabi as well. So let's see. There he is. Okay. Right, so where to begin with Dabi again, right? So, okay. Okay, so he's got kind of flat eyes, right? So we're just across from Todoroki's eye, right? And we'll just go this way. And it's kind of a curved line that way. Similar sort of thing to Todoroki's eyes, right? You can add these sort of hooks and stuff there. So he's in 3/4 pose, right? So we've got the big eye and the small eye. He's in 3/4 as well. It's just we can't see his eye because it's covered by his hair. But we can see Dabi's, right? So this line, and then the bottom line for his eye. So he's got quite slender eyes, right? Goes back this way. And then his iris there, and his pupil. Then there's like an eyelid line, comes across like so. His eyebrows up here somewhere, so we can't really see it. So his nose then, the nose. So his nose kind of curves out this way, here, and then back down like so. And then there's a nostril somewhere here. And his other eye comes out from his nose area. Kind of there, right? So we're on this horizontal diagonal sort of line, right? And then his pupil, and with the bottom eyelid sort of comes up around like so. And then the pupil smaller than the other side. Now remember this eye. And then we got an eyelid line coming out there. Right, so then the side of his face will come out from the bottom of this eye, right? So it'll come like out here. And this is like the side of his head and stuff, and goes up this way. And then the side of his face will come down. Like so. And then this will go around for his chin. Down there, okay? And then jawline comes up like so. And comes around up to here. Alright, so his ear comes out here, and goes up, curves around. Down to there. And then we got like some hair spikes here. these will go around close to his eye. Cover some of his eye actually. Goes up like so, okay? And these will keep going around his fringe, down towards his nose. We got a big one. Back up, down to there, back up, down to there, back up, into there. And then, are they his eyebrows? Yeah, okay, so found it. So we've got like some extra lines, like quite close, so like just here. So it's like another eyelid line or something, just here. And then what we can see of an eyebrow just in there. Like that, and then, so he seems to have two sort of eyelid lines there, and then an eyebrow in here. Okay, so then he has those bags underneath his eyes, right? So it just like comes down underneath, around there, and then under here, and he's got staples keeping everything on, right? And it comes out from his jawline here as well. So we go sort of down this way, down towards his mouth. And his mouth will be like semi-open, so somewhere here. And then it goes back that way. We'll just open it up a little bit by giving it sort of a bit of a line this way. So then he's got all these staples that come down the front. So this, and then ones that like hold on the skin of his face here. So you can do these and just erase or color over those lines here. Like so, and we'll do some up here as well. So, and then another one here, and then he has studs or piercings or something, 3 of them on the side of his nose just there, and then he's got like all these wrinkles coming across. All on the skin, right? On his eyes as well. You can do as much of this as you want. And then on his ear, like bones and ligament lines inside his ear as well. Like so, and then some piercings on his ear. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Right, so then the rest of his hair, right? So it starts out from behind his neck, right? So he's got a real long neck here. And then loads of this hair comes out from behind. So big spiking hairlines. So real big hair. Going to go up and all the way around to the front. Like all the way around to his face. You just spike it out best you can. Like so. And keep going. And we'll eventually go in to like his cheek here. Like so. Right, so then the other side of his neck kind of comes down from his jaw somewhere here. So real long sort of neck. Right there. And then his jacket comes out from here. Down this way. Like that. And then we'll bring it around. Like so, the inside of his jacket just there, and the other side comes out from the back of his hair somewhere here, there, comes down that way, and the inside of it here will go down. Sort of straight down, I guess, this way. Like so, and then so his shoulder then will be here. Diagonal. So he's kind of leaning this way. The Leaning Tower of Dabi. Then it comes down like so. And then again we have sort of patterns and stuff. So this has like all stitching on it as well. Like an extra line going around there. Full line there. And then, so we have his collarbones will go across here. And another one going up towards his shoulder on that side. That's neck muscle, and there's like a shadow underneath here. So this is all colored in black under here. So he has all wrinkly skin on this part of his neck as well, and it's like held on by a couple of stitches here. You know, and if you want like extra detail, you can put it like these sort of, you know, lines to make it look like it's actually piercing his skin. You know, sometimes you can do that, but like on those piercings. But that's just an extra detail. Some people might want to do that. Right, so it's like it's going into his skin there, and then this will come down like so, and around there. And then we have like his t-shirt line. It's around, and then like chest muscle there. And then this is all wrinkly skin again, right? So it's just like all wrinkles here. You're trying to imagine, you know, the direction the skin wrinkles. Like follows around. Like so, and then so just his other shoulder now really, and then we'll do some blue flame on his side. This is like his arm. So I would have liked to fit in one of Dabi's hands, but it's just, you know, but we'll just put blue flame sort of coming up here. Jacket like so, right. Oh yeah, and then there's like stitching on this. And right, so then, yeah, like blue flame, right? So like coming up. So at least then we'll have the contrast of like their powers. So there'll be like some blue flame and some red flame. Okay, but I think that's everything. That's how to draw Dabi versus Shoto Todoroki. Hope it's helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.